Hello and welcome back to Sports Talk Live. Hope you enjoyed your spring break. We have a lot of Westchester sports to catch you up on. And then after that, we're going to talk about March Madness. Let's get started.
Women's lacrosse has picked up right where they left off in 2012. So far this year, they are undefeated, going 4-0 and currently ranked second in the country. On Wednesday, they defeated number 13th ranked Bloomsburg 12-5 and faced Millersville at home this Saturday at 1 p.m. So guys, what do you think? You think the Rams are going to slow down anytime soon?
Well, Taylor, considering that they are outscoring their opponent 77-22, I think that's really impressive. And as you said, they are undefeated, so I don't see any way that we're slowing down anytime soon.
You're right, Brian. And another key part to their winning and to their success is their senior leader, Tori Dugan. She has 16 points, which leads the entire team, so they're playing great.
Yeah, and as you guys mentioned, our offense is playing out of our mind, which really helps our defense. You know, the more time we're on offense, the less shots that our goalie faces and the less chances they have to score.
Well, moving on to baseball, while the defending national champs started their season a little slow, they're now on a 6-game winning streak that improves their record to 13-8-1 overall. They opened up their conference schedule with 4 victories over Bloomsburg this past week. They're now currently playing this afternoon in a doubleheader at home against Mansfield, and now tomorrow on Saturday afternoon they're going to travel to Mansfield for another doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. So what do you guys think? What is contributing to this 6-game winning streak for the baseball team?
Well, for me, it all starts on the mound. And Joe Kunkel's been playing absolutely out of his mind. He's posted a 4-1 record with a 2.38 ERA. He has 4 complete games and 28 strikeouts. So if he keeps doing what he's doing, we're going to keep on winning.
You're right, Riley. And another thing is, last year we had Joe Wendell. He was playing great. He was our best hitter. This year, not anyone hitting crazy well, but overall everyone's hitting just enough and just getting the runs together and putting runs together. So I think it's a whole team effort this year.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone's getting their job done at the plate. And as you said, having someone like Joe Gunkel in the starting pitching spot really helps us out, but you need a good bullpen, and Kyle Weary has been pitching great. He has an ERA well under 1 this year, so I think if he continues to have success in the bullpen, I think we're going to be fine and we're going to keep winning.
Now, the baseball team isn't the only team here at Westchester on a 6-game winning streak, as the softball team has also won 6 straight and sits at 17-6 overall. They're opening conference play right now, Friday afternoon, at home with a doubleheader against Kutztown. Tomorrow, the Lady Rams will travel to ESU for a doubleheader beginning at 1 p.m. Now, do you guys see this winning streak still being alive coming out of this weekend?
Well, for me, I think they're playing really good softball. I think all of our teams in the spring sports are playing really well. So they're putting up a lot of runs, and they're not giving up. And I think that's the key to winning in softball. So I think they're still going to have that winning streak alive at the end of this weekend.
You're right, Brian. I agree with you. The thing that we have to remember, though, is that coming up next week, they play Shippensburg, tough interconference game, so we have to look forward to that. I think they can beat them, but it's going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah, I think we will, and I think the reason we will beat them is Kate Skakowski. She was recently named ECAC Division II Pitcher of the Week and PSAC East Pitcher of the Week for throwing 2 complete game shutouts and posting a total of 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, Riley, and adding on to how well they're playing, they're on that 6-game winning streak, but they've won 12 of their last 13 games, so they're just really playing well. 6 of those games being shutouts, so if they keep playing the way they are, I don't see them losing anytime soon. Well, let's finish up as we always do with some Outside the Horns. Today we're going to look at March Madness. So far in the tournament, there's been a bunch of upsets, including Florida Gulf Coast and hometown LaSalle making it to the Sweet 16. Now, Florida Gulf Coast became the first 15 seed to make it to the Sweet 16, and we had the chance to ask Westchester students what they thought about Florida Gulf Coast, if they had a chance to win it all, and if not, who they see winning the tournament. Let's see what they had to say.
I think that Florida Gulf Coast is a good team and they hustle hard, but I don't think they're going to have what it takes to beat Florida. And I got Miami U going all the way.
I think Florida Gulf Coast will make it to at least the Final Four of the Elite Eight, but I feel like Miami's going to win it all. They got the talent. They've been beating all the teams in the ACC, which you guys know is one of the toughest conferences, so Miami all the way.
Well, I really like rooting for the underdog, and I like how Florida Gulf Coast is playing, so I think they're going to go all the way.
I think they're going to win it all because Sherwood Brown is amazing, and they got that. They got a bunch of athleticism on their team. If it's not them, I think LaSalle's going to win it just because they have quick guards. Guards seem to be running the March Madness tournament nowadays, so that's why I think LaSalle will if Florida Gulf Coast does it.
Move that down a little bit. Thank you. I really like Florida Gulf Coast. I really think they're an exciting team to watch. Love all the dunks that they do. But unfortunately, I think we got to end at the Final Four. Miami's going to want revenge for earlier in the season, and Miami's just got to take that one.
I don't think Florida Gulf Coast has what it takes to beat Florida. I love their enthusiasm, but Florida's going to win, but Kansas is going to win it all.
Well, guys, a lot of interesting input from our students here on campus. Interesting enough, a couple people actually had Florida Gulf Coast going all the way. But for me, I don't think they have a shot. They play tonight. They play a tough Florida team, and I actually have Florida going to my Final Four. I think they have a lot of heart and a lot of talent, but just not enough to beat Florida. So I'm going to say they're not going to make it.
Well, Taylor, I really like the way Florida Gulf Coast is playing. They really had that surprise factor going in the first 2 rounds. I don't think anyone expected for them to be as dominant as they were. But now everyone has one more week to prepare, and I think that's where they don't have that surprise factor anymore. So I wouldn't be too surprised that maybe they get past Florida, maybe get into the Final Four, but I don't see it going any further than that.
I think you're absolutely right, Brian. I think that week to prepare is really going to be a key factor. Georgetown and San Diego State, they're both defensive-minded teams. They got caught off guard. Florida, high-powered offense, can put up a lot of points. With that week to prepare, it's a really bad matchup, I think, for Florida Gulf Coast. As much as I'd love to see them win and keep this Cinderella story alive, I just don't see it happening.
All right, guys. Well, now we also heard from the students. A lot of them picked Miami to win it all. Unfortunately, we saw last night that that's not going to happen. They lost. Who do you guys having winning it all now?
Well, I like Ohio State. Compared to the other top teams, they weren't blowing teams out, but they were able to get the job done right at the end. I love the way Craft's playing. They just have those players that can hit the big-time shot in the end, and when you're playing in a tournament like the NCAA tournament, that's exactly what you need. So I'm taking Ohio State to win it all.
Well, I really like Louisville. Going into this tournament, I thought they were playing the best basketball of any team. They won the Big East tournament. They've kept that up for the first 2 rounds. They got Peyton Siva running the point and Gorgie Zhang down low. And if those two keep playing the way they're playing, they're going to be tough to beat.
Guys, I have to be honest with you. I have no idea who's going to win it. I had Indiana, and of course last night they also got upset. So I'm not even going to pick. I have no idea who's going to win it. It could be Florida Gulf Coast for all I know, but I have no idea.
Well, Taylor, that's fine because I had Georgetown actually in my bracket and they got knocked out in the first round. But let's move away from March Madness and take a look at the NBA. Obviously, the Sixers, playoff chances are pretty slim to none right now. But 2 teams that just had huge win streaks broken this week in the Miami Heat and the Nuggets. The Miami Heat had a 27-game win streak and the Nuggets at 15. Now, 2 completely different teams, but how do you compare these 2 win streaks? What ones do you think is more impressive?
Well, for me, guys, I'm actually going to go with the Heat. I hear a lot of people talking, saying that they didn't play that part of a schedule. They played a lot of games at home. The only tough team that they played on the road was Oklahoma City one time. But overall, I just think 27 is too big of a number. I mean, it's the NBA. They're all professionals, and at the end of the day, to win 27 in a row, that's quite a feat.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to go the opposite way. The Nuggets, no one would expect them to pull out 15 games. I think if we were to say, hey, which team had a 27-game win streak this season, everyone was going to guess the Heat. They're just that dominant of a team. Plus, the Nuggets kind of had a harder schedule, in my opinion, in their streak. So, in the end, I'm just going to give it to the Nuggets.
Well, I do have to give credit to Nuggets because you look at that team, there's no one true superstar. So to win that many games is really impressive. 27 is just way too impressive for me. I mean, there's a reason nobody's won 33 since 1971. As you said, they're all professionals. You look at the Bulls, and when they beat the Heat, they were missing arguably the 2 best players, Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah, but they still came out and got the W. So anybody can beat anybody on any given night, so that's why I'm sticking with the Heat.
Well, as we finish up today, be sure to visit our website, sportstalklive.net, to vote on this week's poll question, which is, who do you see winning the NCAA tournament? That's all the time we have this week on Sports Talk Live. We'll be here next week, same time and same place. Take it easy, Westchester.